Chapter 9. Forests and their Inhabitants. A forest is an area where a large number of trees grow on their own. Forests are important natural resources. They provide shelter to a variety of animals and birds. They help in purifying the air because the trees use carbon dioxide present in the air to prepare their food and release oxygen which living beings need to keep alive. They add moisture to the air, thereby increasing the amount of rainfall in that area. Forests help in preventing soil erosion. The roots of the trees hold the soil firmly and prevent it from getting washed away with rainwater or blown by wind. The fallen leaves of the trees decay naturally in the soil and make the soil more fertile. Forests also provide a number of products which are useful to us, like timber, wood, fruits, honey, raisins, medicines, etc. Tribal life. The early man lived in forests. Gradually, the forests were cleared for building human settlements and growing crops. Then, villages and towns came up. People gradually moved from the forests to villages and cities. But even today, many people live in or near forests and depend upon forest products for their survival. Such people are called tribals or Adivasis. In India, tribals live in many regions like Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, West Bengal, Khasi and Jaintia Hills, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Tribals living in different regions have different languages and cultures. Their life is closely associated with forests, as forests provide them food, fuel, and shelter. The tribals collect fruits like mangoes, jackfruit, berries, honey, nuts, and edible roots for food. They also hunt animals to fulfill their requirement of food, clothing, etc. They use wood for fuel and for making boats. Tribals also collect forest products like tendu leaves, bamboo, cane, grass, lac, gum, etc. They use these products for making a number of useful items. For example, they make baskets using bamboo and cane, weave mats, chatai from straw and cane strips, make brooms for bamboo strips, leaf plates, pattals with broad leaves, etc. They also make ropes from vines and trees' bark, and bows and arrows from timber. They cover the roof of their huts with bamboo and tall grasses found in forests. Tribal women make beautiful jewelry using grass fiber, seeds, and shells. Bishnois of Rajasthan. The Bishnois of Rajasthan are famous conservationists. Preservation of animal life and vegetation is religious for them. Their spiritual mentor, Champeshwarji, was a great ecologist. He formulated 29 tenets or rules, Bs for 20 and Noi for 9, from which the community derives its name. Out of these 29 tenets, 10 are related to personal hygiene and maintaining good basic health, 7 to healthy social behavior, and 5 to the worship of God. 7 principles are directions to preserve biodiversity and encourage good animal husbandry. These include a ban on killing animals and felling green trees and providing protection to all life forms. Do you know, Bishnois bury their dead bodies instead of cremating them, unlike most of the Hindus, because the wood required for cremation is derived from cutting down green trees, and it is against their conscience. Amrita Devi, a Bishnoi woman, and other local villagers protested and hugged the trees while the soldiers of Maharaja Abhay Singh of Jodhpur chopped the trees. Amrita Devi said, "Sar sante rukh rahe to bhi sasto jaan." If a tree is saved even at the cost of one's head, it's worth it. Deforestation and its effects. Deforestation means reckless cutting of trees for agriculture, housing, industry, etc. It converts forest land to barren land. Destruction of forest cover has harmed the environment tremendously. Forests are home to tribal people, but due to rapid growth of population, industries and urbanization, the tribal people are facing a threat of eviction from their homeland, the forests. Forests are being cut for timber. Deforestation destroys the balance in nature. Many animals and birds lose their natural habitat. Excessive cutting of trees leads to natural calamities like floods and landslides. Due to deforestation, tribal people have lost their shelter and source of food and fuel. They have to travel long distances in search of food, firewood, and grazing ground for their cattle. Do you know? Planting trees at right angles to the direction of the wind prevents soil erosion by winds. The picture of worshipping trees is very common among the tribal. It is a wonderful way of showing gratitude to the trees for the gifts that they give to human beings, and in turn, human beings care for them by protecting them. Trees like neem, peepal, and banyan, etc. are considered sacred and are believed to bring good health and peace. The banyan tree, called the Indian fig tree, is our national tree. Its branches spread over a large area and give rise to more roots, trunks, and branches. It is considered immortal and sacred. Sacred groves. A sacred grove is an area in the forest land which contains trees and medicinal plants which are on the verge of extinction or might have already disappeared. These groves are believed to be associated with some deities and are therefore considered sacred. The tribal people protect these groves by not allowing anyone to cut the trees in these groves. This helps in conservation of forests. Chipko movement. In 1972, when some greedy timber contractors came to cut down trees in the forests of Garhwal region in Uttarakhand, the tribals and the villagers protested. They started a movement under the leadership of Chandi Prasad Bhatt, in which they hugged the trees to prevent their cutting. This movement was known as Chipko, to hug movement. Later, women also joined this movement under the leadership of Gaura Devi. The Chipko movement was a successful step in preventing the contractors from cutting trees. In cities also, trees are cut for building factories, houses, and roads. People protest against the cutting of trees in different ways, like taking out protest marches, sitting on a dharna, or hunger strike. The government is also playing an important role in saving the forests by setting up bioreserves and wildlife sanctuaries. These are the protected areas where cutting of trees and hunting of animals are strictly prohibited. Any violation to the rule is a punishable offense under law.